All rise. We will obey. The International Criminal Court is now in session. Udense la Cour Penal International, 8 of work. Please be seated. Voy vos asseoir.
Thank you very much. Court officer, please, the case.
Yes, Mr. President, good morning. Situation in the Republic of Kenya. In the case of the prosecutor versus William Samoei Ruto and Joshua Arap Sang, case reference ICC 0109-0111, and for the record, we are in open session.
Thank you very much. Appearances?
Morning, Mr. President, Your Honor. Appearances remain the same for the prosecution.
Good morning, Your Honor. Same as yesterday. Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. President, Your Honors. Mr. Bourgeat, duty counsel.
Good morning, President. The team for Mr. Sang remains the same today.
Mr. President, Your Honours, good morning. The defence team for Mr. Ruto remains the same, save that Dato Shamla Alagendra is not in court, but she will join us at after lunch.
Thank you very much. Witness, welcome back. Ms. Baisman will continue her cross-examination. Ms. Baisman? We're in open session. And how much longer do you expect to remain with this witness?
I will do my utmost to finish today.
Yesterday you said lunchtime?
No, I said afternoon.
Afternoon, you said afternoon. All right, okay, proceed.
Good morning, Mr. Witness.
Good morning.
Yesterday, I wanted you to listen to an audio of the 25th of December, and this relates directly to the 26th of December event. You recall that? The rumor about the fake ballots.
Yes, Your Honor.
So I would like now, with the assistance of the court, I would like that document to be placed in front of the witness and listen to the tape.
What tab again? What tab and binder?
Yes, it's the main cross binder for this witness. It's tab 14. It's the 25th of December evening program. It is already in evidence. The audio is KEN-D11-0013-0028, and the EVD number is EVD-D11-00048, and the transcription and translation is KEN-D11-0014-0568, and the EVD number for the transcription is EVD-T-D11-00049. Mr. Witness, do you have the document in front of you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then I would like you to go to page 9 of the document. And this is timestamp 17.17 up to 19.27. And it is, the key end page is 0575. And if I have the floor, I would like to play now.
Did you say 0575?
Indeed.
That's page 7.
It's page 9. No, you're right. It's page 7. 7 to 9.
Page 7. Witness, are you at page 7?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
ngalek chaka ko bi tigimen mising mjege mo aste kyo kamu ngalek abrege ke moy ka ko bruwa bi simo she ko birje cheto lenyo simo she ko SMS ke la ga mi gari chake ko kunguli ke tinye report na ka ko kon orange ko bon ne ko nyisa Raila Odinga na mjege ngalale onge haskoro ke la mwane Raila Odinga asobe keta style
pata habari ambaye imethibitishwa
The witness, are you with us? Because it's at the very end of page 7. Starting in English, we have to talk about the rigging of elections. Could you follow that?
Last end of the... Okay, I can be there.
Did you recognize the voice?
Yes, Your Honor.
Could you please tell us who that was?
This is the... former Prime Minister, the Honorable Raila Odinga.
The first voice? Could you recognize the first voice?
It says, no, the first voice was for San.
Yes, and just to be clear, at page 7, for the Kalenjin, it starts halfway, more or less, in the second paragraph in Kalenjin, starting with Lakini Galek. Can you see that, Mr. Witness?
Can you identify the line number?
Yes, in English, it's the last paragraph, the third line from below.
Let's be on the same wavelength now. What I have at page 7, the last paragraph, you say, in English, begins with, I do not even want. Is that the paragraph?
That is the paragraph.
Okay.
But the beginning is the third line from below, and it starts with, we have to talk about the rigging of elections.
All right. Witness, do you see that?
I can't see where it said Lakini. Where is that place?
If you go to the, it's on the page, the third paragraph. It's in Kalenjin. And
all right. Look. See the below the sign appears?
Yes.
Witness sign appears. All right. You see the Kalenjin text there?
I can see that, but I can't.
All right. Okay. At the end of that paragraph in Kalenjin, begin from the bottom of that paragraph. Count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from the bottom. Do you see that?
Yes, I can see that.
Okay, you see Lakini?
Yes.
All right. Proceed.
We will start again from that particular place so everyone can follow.
ko be tigi men mi singi mjege mo aste kyo kamu ngale ka breke ke moy ka ko bruwa be simo she ko birje cetto ko lenyo simo she na SMS ke la ga mi gari chake ko kunguli ke tinyer.
Mr. Witness, could you hear that?
That is Mr. San.
Thank you. So we'll just carry on now, and we are starting now at page 8 with Raila. And I'll just read this into the record, and you tell me if it's correct. We have to talk about the rigging of elections, because people have called me and texted me that there exist certain vehicles, and right now we have a message from Orange through Raila Odinga that we wish to discuss. Before that, let us listen to his message before we can progress. Is that what you heard?
Yes, Your Honor.
So let us now continue with Raila's message.
Put nakago kon Orange ko bun ne ko nyisa Raila Odinga na mejege ngalale onge kaskoro gile ga mwane Raila Odinga asobe ketastai.
Pata habari ambaye imethibitishwa ati askari kanga wameajiriwa na chama cha PNU kwa madhumuni ya kujaribu kuiba kura. Hawa askari waliondoka Embakasi jana usiku na mabasi wa kampuni kama ile ya City Hopper, Kenya Bus Service, wamepelekwa kwenye eneo la Bonde la Ufa kwa magharibi na Nyanza. Kazi yao ni kuwa kule kama maajenti ya Mheshimiwa Mwai Kibaki. Wataripoti kesho, alafu watashiriki kwenye uchaguzi siku ya tarehe 27. Lengo yao ni kuleta vurugu wakati kura inapigwa au wakati ambaye kura itakuwa inahesabiwa, ili watu wengi wasipate fursa ya kupiga kura au matokeo iharibiwe kwa sababu ya vurugu ambayo wao wenyewe watasababisha.
Mr. Witness, did you follow that?
I follow, Your Honor.
And can you confirm in which language he speaks?
He speaks Swahili.
And just to be clear, you already said this was Raila Odinga. That's right, isn't it?
Yes, Your Honor.
You recognize the voice.
Yes, Your Honor.
And for the record, we stopped at 18.24. And let us continue. I'll read first into the record the English translation and then we go on. And you tell me, please, if it's a fair translation. We are reliably informed that AP officers have been hired by PNU for the purpose of trying to steal votes. Those officers left Embakasi yesterday night, traveling in City Hopper and Kenya bus service buses. They have been transported to Rift Valley, Western and Nyanza provinces. Their job is to be Kibaki's agents. They will report tomorrow. Then they will take part in the elections on 27th. Their aim is to cause chaos during voting or when the votes are being counted, so that people do not vote because of chaos, or that the election results are spoiled because of the chaos that they will have started. Mr. Witness, is that what you heard?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's a fair translation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Let us continue, please.
Tena tumepata habari ati watakuwa wamebeba silaha na wataingia nayo kwenye kituo cha kupiga kura. Tunataka kulaani vikali vitendo kama haya. Maneno ambayo tumesema sio tu tuhuma au porojo, lakini ni maneno ambayo tayari imethibitishwa. Nimesema leo hii asubuhi nilienda kuonana na afisa ambaye anasimamia uchaguzi wa sehemu wakilishi bungeni wa Lang'ata. Wakati nilikuwa mimi niko ofisini, mbili wa wale maafisa wa AP nilizungumza na ofisa yangu, wenyewe wakathibitisha ati wao wameletwa Lang'ata kufanya kazi kama hiyo. Sisi tunasema ati hii ni kinyume cha sheria, kwa sababu sheria na katiba hairuhusu watumishi wa umma kushiriki kwenye uchaguzi kama maajenti. Unaweza kupiga kura kama mtu yote, lakini haikubaliwi wao wenyewe waajiriwe na chama chochote kama maajenti. Manake ni watumishi wa umma ambao wanalipa mshahara na serikali kulinda wananchi wote kwa jumla.
Mr. Witness, could you follow that?
Yes, I do.
So I'll read the English into the record and you tell me again if it's a fair translation. And for the record, we stopped at 19.26. We also have received reports that they will be armed, and we want to condemn such actions in the strongest terms. What we are talking about are not just allegations or propaganda, but confirmed reports. We stated that this morning I went to see the officer in charge of elections in my constituency, Langata. And while I was in his office, two of those AP officers talked to my officers, and they personally confirmed that they had been sent to do that. We are stating that this is unlawful because the law and the Constitution do not allow public servants to participate in elections as agents. They can only vote like everyone else, but they are not allowed to be employed as agents by any party because they are public servants who are being paid by the government to protect all citizens, those on the side of. Mr. Witness, was that a fair translation?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Is this, Mr. Witness, a message that you heard at the time?
You say, is it the message which I heard the time of what?
At the time in 2007, around, before the 26th. Is that a message you heard?
I heard on 26th.
Raila Odinga's message?
No, I heard Sang message.
But were you aware that Raila Odinga had conveyed this message before?
I didn't listen to this directly. But what I heard is the following morning when Sang was broadcasting it. But I didn't know that, I didn't hear that the first for Raila.
So I would like now to go to...
1 second. Witness, you said you heard Mr. Sang broadcasting this message. What message?
That there is some people to block the roads, that there is allegation that the cars are bringing the fake ballot papers. And this information during 26 make a lot of things, create a lot of tension in Eldoret, and which later cause some vehicles banned.
All right, okay. Now we want to get on record clearly what you heard at the time. And did you say you didn't hear it on the 26th or the next day? Was that what you said?
I didn't hear this one for the Raila, though it took like the same message that Sang was conveying the following day on 26th. But I didn't hear him, Raila.
You did not hear?
Maybe it was there, but I didn't listen to the radio.
1 second, please. At the time, so what you're saying is you did not hear Raila's voice conveying this message?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, right. Either on the 26th or in the days after that, did you ever hear Mr. Raila Odinga's voice conveying this message on the radio?
I didn't hear, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you very much. Ms. Brosman, please. Continue.
Yes, and Mr. Witness, yesterday you told us that you heard Mr. Sang read out number plates. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
I would like to go to page 11 of the same document, which is KEN-DL-0014-0579, and it's timestamp 22.01 up to 23.04, and it's the last paragraph. So in Kalenjin, it starts at Nambarit Age Ko. Do you see that, Mr. Witness?
Yes.
The English translation is to be found on page 12, which is 0580. And I would like to listen to this now.
Nambarit Age Ko KAZ 027F no City Opa KAW 022W City Hopper KAX 647P nebo Molo Line KAB 296A nebo Silver Line kamunisek chego imutibik ngari sijato kuba kamunisek negitangman age go KAB 296A Silver Line KAT 551V Silver Line KAB 296W Silver Line KAW 680B Molo Line KAY 647Q Molo Line KAY KAW 979G Molo Line, KAP 552U City Hopper, KAN 826U Molo Line, KAV 923V Nebo City.
Mr. Witness, did you hear that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Could you tell us who that was who was reading out?
This is one of the broadcasts of Mr. Silas Tarus.
Okay, so you can confirm that at page 11, where it says sung, that's an actual error, correct?
But the name, the voice I could hear is for Silas.
Yes.
That's what she's asking you. She's saying what you heard was Mr. Silas Taras's voice,
yes,
and not the voice of Mr. Sang.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Can you then also confirm that the person on the 25th of December who was reading out these number plates was not Mr. Sang, but it was Silas Tarus? You do agree with that, right?
Your Honor, what I was saying that I heard Mr. Sang on 26 announcing the number. I don't know the time, the periods, either Mr. Silas Tarus, which I can confirm in his voice, because I know him, announced this.
Yes, thank you. I would like to go to another passage, which starts at pages 0597 to 0598, which corresponds to page 29 up to 30. The timestamps are 01.00.21 up to 01.01.40. Mr. Witness, are you with me?
Page 20?
Page 29.
Okay.
And if you see that page, we start where it says sung in Kalenjin, and then after that, the next paragraph is the translation. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
So I would like to play that now.
Kongo misingo to calling to start kora ing tetchani we moya go to ka tachi gele tos man gari che joto amuma lek tukul giyoni nga ma vando je bodiam kuma je gas kora master mo kele tos ka oro gari che ku joto tos man ngaleju kino missing ni mo je ko gi kas fm kelien kaliet ko gi ne baga manut ongiri kaliet ko ne baga lenjin embe2 ne uni amugi ge mo gele imu ko tajaki ananota chi ko ni kuma betu tam ne rege ni go betut a muitayet ne babarak missing.
Mr. Witness, could you follow the audio?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
And for the record, we stopped at 01.00.53. Mr. Witness, did you recognize the voice?
Yes, Your Honor.
Could you tell us who it was, please?
Mr. Joshua Sang.
I'd like to read the paragraph into the record in English, and again, I'll ask you if it's a fair translation. Thank you very much, Kalenjin people. You are still tuned in to today's program, in which we have been discussing these papers and wondering, is it true that those vehicles exist? Because not everything is to be believed, as these ODM leaders claimed. We would like also to hear from your side. Have you seen these vehicles? Are these claims true? The most important thing that we impress upon you as KASAVEM is that peace is paramount. Let's maintain peace. our Kalenjin fraternity on such a day because we have told you that someone can provoke you or you could provoke someone. This is not a day of anger. This is a day of great endurance. End quote. Mr. Witness, is that a fair translation?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you confirm that Mr. Sang is emphasizing the importance of peace?
That is according to what I can hear now.
He is questioning whether or not this allegation is true. He's not taking it as true, is it?
That is what I can read, and you can also read here today.
Thank you. I would like to take you to another passage.
Ms. Bassman, what do you mean he's questioning whether or not these allegations are true? Are you suggesting that he was disputing the correctness of the allegations, or are you saying he's throwing up a question up in the air objectively for people to comment on? Those are two different propositions.
It is the latter, Mr. President. Our suggestion is that Mr. Sang is trying to find out whether or not the rumor is true, and he's not taking it as a fact. That is our submission.
Fair enough. Proceed.
We are proceeding, in fact, at page 30, and for the Kalenjin, it's at the end of 29, so it's the same passage.
Gotjin jita imuite, kulia jin jita imuite, kai ko tap calling jin, kisomo ngai tap chiso agmugul tap calling jin gelei, kai che marget kuma motor, tigi agatugul, kita agatugul imuji nare, iai kumeai, kine meje ne gele tosi mangaleju moai biju, anan oret kitu ne agje ko no ko imuti kitu sigi wo ko gisir, ko nyor chino ko gisir ko kasom kingwan, lakini ko nota meje ne kitu gele tos une agisom. Kaliet missing mami betu nige muji.
Mr. Witness, could you hear that?
Yes, I do.
Could you follow it on the transcript?
Yes, Your Honor.
Just read it out into the record in English, and you can tell me again if it is a fair translation. And we stopped at 01.01.24. If anyone steps on you, keep your cool. If someone does anything to provoke you, keep your cool. Please, 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 Kalenjin people, we beseech you in the name of our Lord Jesus and in the spirit of Kalenjin that please, violence does not help in any way. Avoid anything that can irk you. What we just want to establish is whether these claims are true, or it is just a way for them to create disturbance so that you know how one can get bitter when defeated. That is what we want to know, the situation as it is, and to entreat people to be peaceful. End of quote. Mr. Witness, is that a fair translation?
It is, Your Honor.
And do you agree that, again, he is wondering whether these claims are true?
Yes, I can read it from now.
So you do agree that he is questioning the ODM allegation?
The witness say that that is what the text says, or the broadcast he just listened to.
Yes, so I would like to now go to the third paragraph, which is at page 30, starting in the English at "There is no day," and in Kalenjin, "Mami betut."
Kebirkura anangay tu magatugul gumija marget ako ike moita age meta kita katugul ni muji buat tito kota jin jita memagege ungi entar tito magtisap kebirku godek Jehova sergali presiden nota nigi gulewen gitu aja gitu kinda isai ki gulewen Jehova gin anara.
Mr. Witness, could you follow the audio?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I'll just read it in English, and again, you'll tell me it's a fair translation. Quote, "There is no day that voting can be done. Indeed, no ceremony can be done when there is violence. We should be tolerant and discard all provocative thoughts. If someone provokes you, you just ignore it. Let's await the 27th, vote and let God give us a government, the President. He alone has chosen. Ours is just to endorse. God has already chosen. Or what is your take, Arab Tani?" End of quote.
Ms. Bausman, the appearance of the word provocative in the text appears in bracket with a question mark in there. What does that tell us? It looks parenthetic in the text, doesn't it?
Mr. President, it means that provocative is one of the words it could mean. It could be the provocative or discard, and that is why it is in question mark.
So the translator is indicating tentativeness about the sentence, isn't it?
Indeed.
All right. We want to make sure that's reflected on the record, because the way you read it, it appeared as if the word provocative was a natural text in the passage. But it isn't. It just, there's a question mark about whether that was what was meant.
It's a very fair point, Mr. President.
Yes, okay.
And again, from what you read here, you can confirm that Mr. Joshua Arab Sang is asking for patience and to stay calm. Do you agree?
As I can read here in the text and listen to the audio, that is the position, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. I would like to take you to the page 0614 for the up to 0615, and for the witness, this is page 46 in the document. The timestamp is 01.20.00-01.20.50. Mr. Witness, are you there?
46.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I want you to look at the end, where in Kalenjin, so go to the bottom of that page, and just above Tanui, there a sentence that starts with Kale Arab Sang. Do you see that?
Yes.
That's where we will start, and the translation starts on the next page. Oh no, it's actually under it. So we start playing that now.
Kakosir SMS. SMS kalaganarap sang. Kalagugigir amut. Taritipte mangwan. Karishega KBS. Chirito konom. Enjoro elbagon agmolo. Who were being fired. Kalagugi mutibik en kariche joto. Those piga bringing Robert Committee Molo. Kalarap sang kogiro karishek of City Hopper en kap sabet. Ara kogitau. Utau neo aja babu kakche moyo magitau gi magitau onam kityo ako tebe ole tos kari che joto ko namba ini jaga somani nani nyu gut ko joto umoji police umoji biga polatet missing ko politician je tore to umoji politician ole jorni garit so tore to ko nam mobile gar na baji mobilchi lakini onam gari che joto ngam gura ini ko ngom no le yotu agi ko ngam gura ini.
Mr. Witness, could you follow that?
Yes.
And which voices could you identify?
It's the voice of Mr. Sang and that of Kipieko Araptano.
And you recognized his voice too,
yes.
Right? And I'm just going to read it into English. I have to place an apology on the record. We went one paragraph above that. Did you, despite that, could you follow it?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll read one paragraph above it into the record as an English translation. It says, SMS, says Arab Sang, says we saw yesterday on 24th up to 50 KBS vehicles in Njoro, El Burgon and Molo. Who were being ferried in these vehicles? Is it riggers? Robert in Molo. Says Arab Sang, we saw city hopper vehicles in Kapsabet. Do we start? What are you starting? No, Babu. KenyaMOJA. Do not start anything.
You have to spell things.
I will. Mr. Witness, is this what you heard?
Yes.
I'm just spelling for the record the name Babu, that's B-A-B-U, and then KenyaMOJA is KAPCHEMOIYWO.
You also mentioned that Elborgon. Can you spell that?
Yes, that's ELBURGON. Mr. Witness, did you hear in that first part that there was another voice to which Mr. Sang responded? Did you hear that, or do we have to listen to it again?
Can you play it again?
Yes. So just up to, we start just that paragraph up to Tanui. So we start again at 1.20.000.
SMS kalaganarap sang kalagugigir amut taritipte mangwan kari shega KBS chirito konom enjoro elbagon agmolo who were being fired kalagugi mutibik en kari chejoto those piga bringing Robert Committee Molo kalarap sang kogiro kari shega City Hopper en kap sabet ara kogitau Otauneo, Ajo Babu, Kakemoyo, Magitaugi, Magitau, and Namgitio, Agotebe, or Tosca, Richajoto, number in the Jaga so many nanning you, Mutkojotok, Umoji, police, Umoji Bigabolat missing, co politician Jitorito, Umoji politician, only your negarit, so Torito, Mobile Garnabaji, Mobilici, Nagini on Gari Chajoto.
So, Mr. Witness, did you hear clearly that Mr. Sang responded to a person called Babu KenyaMOJA?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's by SMS, so we didn't hear his voice. He was sending an SMS. And did you hear Mr. Sang's intervention saying, "What are we starting?" No, do not start anything. Is that something you heard?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then I'll just read further into the record the English translation. We have then Tanu, who repeats what Mr. Sang said. Do not start anything. That is correct, Mr. Witness? You heard that too?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then for the English, it's at the next page, 47. Then
one second. The point being that the second voice we heard will be the voice of Tanui. Is that it?
Indeed, but the point being that Mr. Sang is reading out an SMS and is responding to what the SMS is saying. The SMS start, and Mr. Sang says, "Do we start? What are we starting? Do not start anything."
Yes, so there was next SMS being responded to by Sang, and then
Tanui takes over and says as well, "Do not start anything."
All right.
And that is correct, Mr. Witness.
That is correct.
Then I read into the transcript the last paragraph by Mr. Sang. Oh no, that's by Mr. Sang. "Do not start, just hold them and ask them whether the vehicles have any of those numbers read here. If they are, tell the police. Tell the politicians especially. They will help. Tell the politicians that here is the vehicle so that he can help you arrest it. Do not burn anyone's vehicle. Do not beat anyone, but hold those vehicles." Mr. Witness, did you hear Mr. Sang say that on the audio?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is it a fair translation?
Yes.
From what you read here, you agree he's saying not to use violence, not to burn anyone's vehicle, but rather get the police involved. That's correct, is it not?
Your Honor, this information, I'm just reading from here, but according to me, I was talking about on 26th. Whether this information was there on 25th or 24th or 20th or any 20th, that I cannot dispute that it was there. But the information that took place on 26th, which led to the violence in the course of that day, was on my point.
Yes, I just ask you now on the 25th in the evening, you confirm that at this point, Mr. Sang says, report to the police and politicians. Do not use violence, and he's not saying block the roads. You agree with that, right?
Wait 1 second. Let's clear it up. Let's first get the witness to respond to what the audio he just listened to right now and the translation of it says. Once that is done, then the next stage would be to deal with the date. Because you're putting the two things together. and that may cause confusion. The witness is saying that he's given his testimony about what happened on the 26th, according to him. Now, you put in an audio that says what it says, and the text. We want to avoid a situation where question is unfair to the witness, as if, I don't want to say any more, because you probably get what I'm heading. I'm trying to avoid pointing the witness in the direction of any answer. Point is, let's settle first of all what he heard and what he's read, and then we deal with a date when that would have occurred.
So, Mr. Witness, just confirm that you heard on this audio, you heard that Mr. Sang said, do not burn anyone's vehicle, do not beat anyone, but tell the police, tell the politicians. That is what you heard on this audio.
Yes, Your Honor.
And just one correction for the record, the transcript. Not for you, Mr. Witness. Page 21, line 2 says, do not beat Flynn, and that should be, do not beat anyone. Mr. Witness, this is what you hear in the audio. Did you hear this at any time in 2007?
I cannot confirm this, Your Honor, but what I was saying that is about the date 026, when this numbering of vehicles were being announced by Mr. Sang. And that day was the real, it was supposed to be the real day of transporting forts from Nairobi to the destinations where the election could take place.
Okay, witness, thank you. I just want you to listen to one more passage, which is at pages 0592 up to 0594. Which is at page, it's at pages 24.
Are you moving away?
Yes.
On the current page 47, what we see here, are they not at least one vehicle registration number? You see that?
Sorry.
Did you deal with that part of the text, the transcript?
You mean following the discussion we had just now?
Yes. If you're on
At page 47?
At page 47 to page 48.
Well, I did not, because we have to select certain passages. We can't go through all of it.
Don't you think this is relevant to deal with?
Mr. President, I think the whole audio is relevant.
Right. The point is, that it's the. Is it Mr. Sang who is reading out the vehicle registration number?
Mr. President, our point is that the first person who reads out these number plates is not Mr. Sang. That is the point.
Yeah, but at page 47.
He's receiving SMSs, Mr. President. They're investigating. That is what is happening throughout the audio. I mean, we cannot play the whole audio.
But do you get my point?
Indeed, but there are SMSs coming in.
And who's reading them out on the radio?
Yes, but the first person who reads out these number plates is someone else. They're given to Mr. Sang throughout the program by other people.
Right. The question is whether the last time, let me back up, the last time you made the point that it was, did you say Taras, who had read out the numbers and not Sang, even though the transcript at that place indicated that it was Mr. Sang, and you say it was a mistake, and the witness's testimony was to that effect also, that it was a mistake to indicate the name as Sang instead of Taras. Is it the same thing going on here at page 47? Can we clear that up? Because if it is the case that the dispute arises as to whether Sang had read out number plates on the radio, it is a matter of relevance that you bring those instances in, if you're going to argue about it later on, even in terms of rebroadcasting it. So if it is a mistake here,
Can I ask my lead counsel to answer
please.
you on this, please?
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Mr. President, we are prepared to live with the fact that Mr. Sang read these number plates, provided the understanding is that he presented this program as a program where he's inviting people to say there are number plates. First of all, Raila says, I have confirmed that there is rigging. Then subsequently, number plates are read from the press conference at which these number plates are read. And then he presents in this program saying, we don't know whether it is true or not true. You people outside there, could you call in and confirm whether or not you've seen these vehicles? And subsequent to that is there are telephone calls calling into the station, there are SMSs coming in, and there are emails. And he's merely reproducing what the callers in the SMSs and the emails are saying, we have seen this vehicle, we have seen this vehicle. The other rider, of course, we would want to make on that point is that he also says, one of the people says, we've seen this vehicle, should we set on it? And he says, no, maintain peace, report to the police and to the politicians. So, Mr. President, in very direct answer to your question, yes, it is Mr. Sang reading the number plates here, but on the understanding that he's reading SMSs, emails, and callers in.
I'm not sure we're looking at number plates here, page 47 and 48. It may well be only one number plate. Be that as it may, the witness's testimony is to the effect that he heard Mr. Sang at some point reading out number plates. And you've gone through questions to him, suggesting that Mr. Sang didn't. That's the question, and we are saying, if that is the case, we need to be careful wherever we see Mr. Sang reading out number plates on the transcript. We need to recognize that out of fairness to the witness. The witness we don't know whether he tuned in at some point and heard someone reading something without prejudice to what may have occurred before.
Mr. President, may I make this concession? That if it were to turn out that the witness's testimony or position is that Sang was reading number plates, and that the number plates he was reading were a result of call-ins, SMSs, and emails, we are prepared to live with that, Mr. President.
And we can argue about what that means when the time comes. We all know the law about libel, that sort of thing, whether republishing something is as bad as the initial publication. But we will get to that argument when the time comes.
We will come to that, Mr. President.
All right.
At least we are presenting a set of facts. We are not dealing with the law with the witness.
Yes.
We are just presenting the facts. And my effort as it is, as I speak to you, is to explain the context and the nature of our evidence, that where Sang comes in reading number plates, he's reading them as a result of call-ins or referring to the press statement already made by the ODM.
All right. Proceed, Ms. Parsman.
Yes, and one final point. I haven't put to the witness that what he said was not true on this issue. We just wanted to give the background.
Not about not being true, is that if he said he heard Mr. Sang reading out number plates, we don't know what your cross-examination is when you are putting to him somebody else who read number plates. That was not Mr. Sang. So
You're
we want to
putting
be...
in the context of how this all came about.
Yes. Proceed, please.
So the next page we're going to is 0592 up to 0594. This is at timestamps 47.23 up to 50.31, and the page numbers are pages 24 to 26. Witness, are you there?
Yes, I'm there, Your Honor.
And we will start from where you see the name Tarus. And I would like to play that now.
Kongot ko iman logoiwek chu kakomwawech Raila Odinga kole mi kamuket kokakikwei koek agents ako kamwa kole tindoi silaha anan tindoi karikab bundukisiek. Kongot kochutei ak bundukisiek ole kipire kura koek keib kele koek iman.
Mr. Witness, could you hear that?
Repeat again.
The audio?
Yes, Your Honor.
We can do that.
Kongot ko iman logoiwek chu kakomwawech Raila Odinga kole mi kamuket kokakikwei koek agents ako kamwa kole tindoi silaha anan tindoi karikab bundukisiek. Kongot kochutei ak bundukisiek ole kipire kura koek keib kele koek iman ngalek chekamwa.
There is a problem with this timestamp. So let's go to the next, which is it's timestamp 1.53 up to 1.53.47 up to 154.33.
Page number, transcript.
Yes, it's page number 73, and that is KEN-D11-0014-0641 up to 42. It's page 73 of the document up to 74. Are you with me, Mr. Witness?
Page 73, yes.
And you see Mr. Sang there,
Yes.
right?
Yes, Your Honor.
So we would like to listen to it right now.
Mr. Sang below the word interlude, is that it?
Indeed.
Okay.
Kashibikab Kenya sautik kwak ngot komi kiy age tugul neya nemuchi kokwai chi ko Jehova kachiek sautik kyok amu pa iman ngosir Pragi kosir Kibaki ko president ak yoni Jehova ko imandangung, kosir Raila ak yoni Jehova ko imandangung, kosir Muiru ak yoni Jehova ko imandangung, kosir Kalonzo ko inye Jehova nekayan ko noto ko imandangung Jehova ako noto ko mapenzi yako, your will magengung kiyoni ko bikab Kenya. Ko noto tuguk alak tugul cheyach kiptobaitoi Jehova nesobe koigeny Jehova kerwech ak iribwech emenyo nekiribwech eng kalyet kenyisiek tugul ko nikilejin bikab Kalenjin orib kalyet ko mat koek kitab Kalenjin nakachot chito kot kwai lelut age tugul kwai kit nemanyolu makiyoni.
Mr. Witness, could you hear that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, please identify the voice.
It's Mr. Sang, Your Honor.
Did you hear this before? In 2007?
I didn't hear Mr. Honor, Your Honor, but here Mr. Sang is just praying to God. So here I cannot comment about it because it's something related to God.
So let me just read into the record the English translation, and again you'll tell me if it's a fair translation. Listen to the prayers of Kenyans. If there is a bad thing that someone is planning, God hear their prayers, because it is good that if Kibaki wins, he wins with your blessing. O God, if Raila wins with your blessing, God, it is your will. If Muiru wins with your blessing, that is your will. If Kalonzo wins, it is with your blessing, God. That is your will, God. And we accept it as the people of Kenya. Any other thing that goes against that, everlasting God, God protect our country as you have protected it in peace all these days. Thus, I want to urge the Kalenjin people to maintain peace and not to be the ones breaking the law or doing anything that is unacceptable. We won't accept. Mr. Witness, is that a fair translation?
It is, Your Honor.
Can you confirm that from this audio, you hear that Mr. Sang is saying whoever wins, wins with God's blessing? Do you confirm that?
According to this context.
And he's urging people to maintain the peace.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And then I would like to go to page 1, which is 0569, which is a timestamp 10.04 to 10.22.
Page?
It's number 1, the very beginning of the document.
Kongoi missing chitab Kalenjin, kongoi missing eng sait nito kora koskoleng'utab rani betutab kwen kasi tarikit 25 arawetab 12 kenyitab 2007 ko noto ko betut kastoindet nyu kora nakokituye eng soet koskoleng'utab.
Mr. Witness, could you hear that?
Yes, I do.
And could you tell us what it said? I'll just read it and you tell me if it's correct. It said, it is Tuesday, 25th of December, 2007. Is that what you heard?
Can you play it again?
Yes.
Kongoi missing chitap kolenjin, kongoi missing eng sait nito kora koskoleng'utab tabrani betutab kwoeng kasi tarikit 25 arawetab 12 kenyitab 2007 konoto ko betut kastoindet nyu kora nakokituye eng soet koskoleng'utab rani.
What's the question? What's the answer?
First of all, you heard that, Mr. Witness?
Yes.
And I'm just going to read into the record the English translation, and you tell me if it's correct. Quote, "Thank you very much, Kalenjin people. It is Tuesday, 25th of December 2007. This is the day we meet again on air." Is that indeed what he said?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. For your understanding, we just wanted to put the date of the audio into the record. And now we clarified the timestamp for the one that we wanted to play earlier. The timestamp is correct. It's 47.23 to 50.31. It's at page 23. And if you're there, witness, I'll tell you where we will start. In the paragraph following the name of Tarus, we go to the bottom, the third line up, and in Kalenjin it says Ko and God Ko Iman. Do you see that, Mr. Witness?
God Ko Iman.
Yes, at
Ko.
page 23.
As the line of Mr. Tarus.
Yes, towards the end.
Towards the end. Okay.
Yes, you found it?
Yes.
And in English it starts at "so in case these reports." So if everyone is with me, we will play the audio now.
Kongot ko iman logoiwek chu kakomwawech Raila Odinga kole mi kamuget kokikwei koek agents ako kamwa kole tindoi silaha anan tindoi karikab bundukisiek. Kongot kochutei ak bundukisiek ole kipire kura koek keib kele koek iman ng'alek chekamwa Raila Odinga komemuch konyor imandanywa biikab emetab Kenya eng kasari bo lewenisiet amemuch kopir kura eng kalyet kole tamaktaat. Amu bichu mele bwonei kemwoe kelen askarik. Bwonei eng kainet kelachke kou chi tugul agent. Asa
Mr. Witness, could you follow?
Yes, I do.
And can you please identify the voices?
There is a voice of Mr. Tarus,
As well as Mr. Sang.
Mr. Sang, and also Mr. Tanwi.
Thank you. And for the record, we stopped at 48.02. And let me just read this, and you tell me if it's a fair translation. So starting with Tarus. So, in case these reports we have received from Raila Odinga are true, there is a possibility that they have been appointed as agents and, like he has said, they are armed. They have. Then it's Mr. Sang saying guns. And then Tarus saying, yes, guns. And then Sang says, Is that indeed a fair translation, Mr. Witness?
Yes, it is.
And then Tarus responds saying, so, if they go to the polling stations with guns, assuming that what Raila is saying is true, then the people of Kenya will not exercise their electoral rights. They will not vote in peace as required, because these people will not come as soldiers. They will come in the name of. Did you hear Mr. Tarus say that?
Yes.
And then Mr. Sang responds, dressed like everybody else. Is that correct, Mr. Witness? Is that a fair translation?
Ms. Weissman, you will need to take us to where Mr. Raila Odinga said that anyone would come with guns.
Mr. President, the message of Mr. Raila Odinga is repeated throughout the audio. But the very first time...
No, about guns.
Us to repeat that message?
Where Mr. Odinga specifically said that anyone would come with guns.
Can I just read out into the record the English translation rather than listen to the audio?
Yes, please.
We will actually locate the exact place where he's saying that. Could I just move on in the meantime?
Yes, you may.
Do not waste time. I'm just going on with the audio and then we come back to Raila's message. If we can play the audio again at 48.02.
But koiman kapsa ako mga Raila guni ako ikiman unoto kotako lo demokrasia nebo emetab Kenya. Kale Timothy tos kami Timothy. Yes. Timothy.
Kongoi mising raf sang igere ngele betutab rani ko logoiwek chutok kakoitwech ko logoiwek chebo kwong'et neo mising kosubkei ak nitok kakemuch kenyoru ako kakongalal kandoindetab chamaitab ODM Raila Odinga ako eng wikishek kora chekokosirto wikit agenge ak nusu ko kokose akobo ng'alalutik chutok kora kotesetai akobo askarik chutok chebo luget chebo AP chekomito komosta nin bo Embakasi APTC camp kekoini icheket konetisiet ako manoto inekei rap sang kakomwa kora kole komito akot biik alak chebot kandoik cheechen eng serikalit ne cheboto Cyrus Kitwai ako mi akine kole komi akine karitab kandoindet agenge ne koboisie eng ngalechuto nebo Beth Mugo ko
Mr. Witness, do you follow that?
I follow.
And for the record, we stopped at 48.56. And I'm just going to read the English translation into the record, and then again I will ask you if it is correct. Starting with Tarus. Agent. Sang. Tarus. So, if what Raila has said happens to be true, then democracy in Kenya is still way off. I wonder, Timothy. Sang. Timothy is present. Tanui. Let Timothy say something. Timothy. Thank you very much, Sang. We are seeing that this news we have received today is shocking, following reports we have received and what the ODM leader Raila Odinga has talked about. Furthermore, a week and a half ago, we heard about these AP officers from Embakasi APTC, where they were being trained. And that is not all, Sang. He has also stated that there were other senior leaders in government, including Cyrus Kitwai. Together with, there was also a vehicle belonging to one leader which was used in this, belonging to Beth Mugo. Mr. Witness, is that a fair translation of what you heard?
It is, Your Honor.
Can you indeed confirm you heard Timothy speak?
In this audio, yes.
As well as Tanui?
Yes, Your Honor.
As well as Sang?
Yes, Your Honor.
As well as Tarus?
Yes, Your Honor.
We just carry on until the end and then we come back to Raila. So let us just carry on the next at where we stopped.
Kere ile nito ko racket no missing ne o kabisa ngalekab lewenishetab emoni amu ngeker nguno kora akot eng ngatutik chebo emet kelin kora ketaune kele agent ko ngo kunito kai aroru ko agent ko nemwaat kele bunu komosata anan chitab komosata choto kikoito applications kele koik chito agent kunito ngoiker nguno kakoik agent nekakobun emet age akonyo kondochin lewenishet eng komosata ikere ile kako putetab ngatutik.
Mr. Witness, did you hear that?
I hear that, Mr. Yon.
Let me just read the translation into the record. You will see that this is a big record as far as this country's elections are concerned. Even now, when you look at this country's constitution, let us even begin with agents. Who is an agent? That is what you have just explained. An agent is that one said to be coming from within a particular region, who have expressed an interest in being one. As such, we see that if an agent comes from a different area, then it contravenes the law. Is that a fair translation?
It is.
So I'll stop here. Just going back to Raila's message, and I am looking at page 29 of the document. It's KEN-D11-0014-0597. And I'm reading out, it starts in English, it starts at the second line from the top, and it says, we have also received reports that they will be armed. Are you with me, Mr. President? Mr. Witness.
Page 28 or 29?
29. And for you it's actually 28 because you're looking at the Swahili. In English it says we have also received reports that they will be armed. Can you find that in Swahili?
About page 29?
In English it's 29. In Swahili it's 28. Do you follow from the English, Mr. Witness?
I follow. But it's talking about only weapons, not really guns.
Just reading in. Yes, and I found it in Swahili. At page 28, it's halfway through. Tena tumepata habari etawatakuwa. Do you see it?
Yes.
So that's it. We have also received reports that they will be armed. And we want to condemn such actions in strongest terms. Put the Swahili on the record. Tena tumepata habari eti watakuwa wamebeba silaha na wataingia nayo kwenye kutua ya kupigia kura. And I have to spell that. It's T-E-N-A, new word, tumepata, T-U-M-E-P-A-T-A, new word, habari, H-A-B-A-R-I, new word, A-T-E-T-I, new word, watakuwa, W-A-T-A-K-U-W-A, new word, wamebeba, W-A-M-E-B-E-B-A, new word, silaha, S-I-L-A-H-A, new word, na, N-A, new word, wataingia, W-A-T-A-I-N-G-I-A, new word, nayo, N-A-Y-O, new word, kwenye, K-W-E-N-Y-E, new word, kutuo, K-U-T-U-O, new word, ya, Y-A, new word, kupigia, K-U-P-I-G-I-A, new word, kura, K-U-R-A.
And the audio, can we listen to that audio?
Yes, we can. Can we do that after the break, or do you want to do it now?
Indeed, that's the point, to take our morning break. Witness will now take our morning break for 30 minutes, and then we will resume at 11:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We will go into closed session to usher the witness out of the courtroom, and then we will rise from there. Closed session.